A gang of men who carried out a series of appalling knifepoint robberies in West London have been jailed this week for a total of 24 years. The group of 6 men used the stolen BMW on false plates to carry out their crimes, in each case threatening the victims with a large knife or machete before stealing expensive items like watches and bags. At a trial concluding on Monday, June the 13th at Isleworth Crown Court, Michael Ahmed, 29, of Balham, Kaijuan Henry, 19, of Dagenham, and Jessy Ouma, 18, of Wandsworth, were all found guilty of multiple robberies. Their accomplices, Zakariah Yusuf, 19, Joseph Opoku, 19, and Roshan Clark, 19, all of the Winstanley Estate, had all previously pled guilty to being involved. In the first attack on South Parade in Chelsea at 11:15 AM on December the 21st, 2021, a couple were walking along when the BMW pulled up suddenly, with Clark and Henry jumping out armed with a crowbar and large serrated knife. They surrounded the man, grabbing his wrist and forcing him to hand over his Tag Heuer watch, worth around £1,500. Later that same day, on Conford Grove, Balham, a man was chased by Clark and Henry with a large zombie knife. He was cornered in a doorway and punched in the face, knocking the tooth out, before his bag was stolen. That evening at 6:45 PM, 2 men were drinking outside a pub on Walton Street in Chelsea when Clark and Henry once again leapt out of the BMW armed with a knife and machete, demanding their watches worth around 35,000 each. Finally, on January the 9th, 2022, on Draycott Avenue in Chelsea at 3:20 PM, a couple walking back to their car saw the BMW speed past before Omar, Yusuf and Opoku jumped out armed with a large machete. The female victim had her 6,000 Rolex watch and Bulgari ring stolen, while the man was subjected to a vicious attack, causing multiple fractures in his face. His Tag Heuer watch, valued at around £1,150, was also stolen. Fortunately, after this robbery, the couple memorised the registration number of the BMW, with officers spotting the car not long after on Balham High Road, leading to a dramatic chase. This ended when the car crashed into a wooden fence near the junction of Daunton Road and Culverdon Road, the occupants managing to escape on foot. In their rush to escape, Ahmed left his house keys, phone and bank card in the car, while Yusuf left his jacket and phone. This meant officers could identify them through the other defendants. A large machete used in the robberies was also found in the vehicle, as was a tracksuit top with distinctive markings which matched the clothing worn by Ahmed when he was caught on CCTV at a petrol station. When Umar was arrested, officer seized and examined his phone. This revealed photos of Henry and Clark celebrating their robberies by wearing a number of stolen watches. Forensic evidence and cell site data also linked the defendants to the crimes. None of the stolen property was ever recovered. Detective Sergeant Gary Taylor from the Met's flying squad said the custodial sentences handed down today will ultimately make London a safer place for everyone, as these men will now serve time behind bars for their actions. These young men terrified both their victims and the witnesses who saw them carrying out these appalling crimes in broad daylight. Each defendant had absolutely no regard for the victims and did not consider the lasting impact their robberies would have on them for the weeks and months to come. I commend all the victims for their bravery in coming forward and confronting their attackers in court. This case also shows the importance of reporting a robbery as soon as it happens. I am urging anyone who may sadly be the victim of a similar incident, or anyone who sees a robbery taking place, to call the police by dialing 999 immediately. This makes a significant impact on their ability to catch those responsible and prevent them from causing any further harm. Officers from the flying squad will continue working tirelessly with colleagues across the whole of the Met and deploy all capabilities available to investigate violent robberies and bring those responsible to justice. The teams are committed to safeguarding London's communities and those visiting our fantastic city. In a statement read to the court during sentencing, one of the victims said, "I was outraged that a senseless act of completely unnecessary and unprovoked physical and emotional violence was perpetrated on my husband and myself in the heart of London in the middle of the afternoon on a street with several families and their kids. While I was not injured, I was both shocked and terrified during the brief period of the ordeal. Since then I have been continually worrying about the need to appear in court and confront the assailants again." Ahmed was sentenced to 6 years and 9 months after pleading guilty to 6 counts of robbery, 4 on the 21st of December 2021 and 2 on the 9th of January 2022. Henry was found guilty of being involved in the December robberies and sentenced to 6 years in prison, while Ouma was found guilty of being involved in the robberies on the 9th of January and sentenced to 4 years. Please like and comment, and I would love it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.